Hello everyone, and welcome to this week's mobility class. We're going to be working on our hips this week. You'll need a few things. Of course, your mat is optional. You will need something to sit on as support, such as like a yoga block or a cushion or a pillow, a rolled up blanket. You'll need an obstacle, so like a chair or a ball, something with height, you can stand a foam roller on its end, a coffee table. Use your imagination. And then you're going to need something for support, such as a chair, a coffee table, or a couch edge, because we're going to be leaning on it for support. So something sturdy that's a couple feet off of the ground. All right, and let's go ahead and get started. Go ahead and come to a standing position. You want your feet to be about hip-width distance apart. Your feet are going to be parallel to each other, and squat down 10 times. The closer your feet together, the harder this is. So the challenge is to try to move your feet in as close as possible. Squat all the way down, think bottom all the way to the heels, almost touching the ground. If you can touch the ground, extra bonus points. Go all the way down, then all the way up. Make sure you push the hips forward at the top, squeeze the bottom, extend the hips, and then squat all the way down. We have 10 of these. Each time, try to get that full range of motion all the way to the heels, all the way back up. Great, now go ahead and make your feet a little bit wider, and you can now point your toes to the outside. We're going to come to a low squat and extend one leg, come back to the center and the other. Extend the first and then the other. So we're walking our squat out wider and wider each time, and then returning back to center. Extend, center, extend, center. Try to keep your squat low, keep your bottom as low to the floor as you can. You want to make these look as graceful as possible. That means lots of control. Try not to stomp your feet down. And now come back up and then back to a low squat. Back up to a low squat. 10 of these, nice and slow. Feet are pointing outwards, nice and wide squat. Each time you come down, try to push your knees back behind you and push your hips forward. So we're trying to flatten our squat. So if you're looking from the profile, it would look like our feet, our knees, and our hips and our torso are all in one plane. Squat down, then back up. Now go ahead and come back down. And we're going to elevate our right foot up onto the ball of our toes, and then push into our hand with our knee. Push, push, push as hard as you can, and slowly come back up. Bring the heel down, squat back down, point the other toe up. Push the knee into the hand, push as hard as you can, keep trying to push the knees. Bring the hips forward, tuck the tailbone. Keep that foot at releve and come back up nice and slow. Squat down, elevate the foot. We're back on the first leg. Push that knee into the hand. You're pushing your hand into the knee towards the back wall, and you're trying to bring your knee forward into your hand. Tuck the tailbone, push back up, bring the heel down. Squat down, elevate the foot. Push, push, push into that knee. Tuck the tailbone, push more, tuck the tailbone more. Keep trying to bring your hips into the same line as your knees. Push all the way back up and bring the heel down. Again, squat, elevate, push into the knee as hard as you can. Keep trying to tuck the tailbone more. Bring the hips forward, push the knees back up, heel down. Squat, elevate the foot, push the knee into the hand. Keep trying to push that knee back in line with your hip. Tuck the tailbone, bring the hips forward, push up, and heels down. From here, go ahead and come back to standing, and we're going to do leg lifts. So bring your leg up, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, hold it up on 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5. Nice and tall. 2, 1, and pulses. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And come back down. Out to the side. Nice and tall torso. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Hold it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Pulse at the top. 4, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4. Torso tall. 2, 1, and bring it down. Now to the back. 2, 3, 4. Strong legs. 6. Torso up. 8, 9. Hold on. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5. Squeeze the glutes. Pulse at the top. Ready, go. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Great work. Now for the other side. Foot out in front and lift. 10 lifts. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Hold on. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Pulse at the top. Ready? 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And leg down, out to the side now. Lifts for 10. 1, 2, 3. Try not to move the torso. Keep the chest lifted. You're lifting from the hips. You're squeezing the glutes to get that foot up. Hold at the top for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and pulse. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Great work. Last one, and to the back. Extend the leg out straight, squeeze the quads, chest lifted, and squeeze the glutes to lift the foot. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Hold it up there. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and pulse. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Great work. Now we're going to stay here in a standing position. Go ahead and bring one leg out to the front. You can flex the foot. And then we're going to bring the leg back. Keep the hips square. And now open up to the side. So we're stacking the hips on top of each other. And then standing back up. Leg comes back out to the front. You can use a chair here. This is a very hard balancing pose. You have to really make that standing leg work. Use spots on the ground to help you focus on something and balance. We're going to do 3 circles like this. Leg out to the front. If you're next to a wall, you can reach up to the wall for balance as well. Keep the hips square, then stack them one on top of the other. And come back up to standing. And now we're going to reverse it. So we're going to start with our hips stacked. Bring the foot out. And then we're going to tuck our hips under. Bring the leg out to the front. So again, we start with our hips stacked. Out to the side. Lift the leg. Try to keep your leg and your torso in one line if you can. Rotate the hip under, point the toes towards the ground, hips square, bring the leg out to the front. And one more time on this side. Hips stacked, leg out to the side. As you bring your leg up, bring your torso down. With control, use a prop if you need to help stay balanced. Tuck the hips under and up to the front. Now for the other side. So we're going to start with our leg out front. Remember, you can keep your toes flexed to help remember to engage that whole leg. Bring the leg to the back, stack the hips, open up to the side, and come back to the front. Leg up, bring it to the back, out to the side. Try to find your balance in each position. Fight for control. Don't let yourself wobble. Out front, to the back, square the hips, stack the hips, rotate to the side, and come back up. Now we're going to reverse it. So start out to the side. With the hips stacked, lift the foot, torso with it. Stack the hips, point the toes under towards the ground, and come to the front. Again, out to the side, stack the hips, raise the foot, lower the torso, point the toes towards the ground, stack the hips. If you start to wobble a lot, your feet are probably getting tired, use the wall or a chair for support. And last one on this side. Out to the side, stack the hips, raise the foot, lower the torso. With control, rotate the hip under and come back to the front. Excellent work. Now if you have that chair handy, you can just use that as your support. We want to do a reverse forearm plank. So we're going to put our arms up on a chair or a couch or something that's elevated. Lift your chest and your hips up to the ceiling. Squeeze the butt and march with one foot 10 times. Each time, bring your heel back to the ground and then bring your knee up to your nose. You want to keep that extension in your hips the entire time. We're doing 10 on each side here. Make sure you don't let your shoulders sink down into your chest. Keep that chest elevated, squeezing your scapulas behind you. Squeeze the butt a little more. Try to get your butt and your hips as high as you can. Imagine you're trying to make a nice rainbow arch with the front of your body. Good work. Now we're done with the chair for now, so you can bring that off to the side. And we're gonna do a little bit of coordination here. So find a position where you can get all four limbs onto the floor. So feet and hands onto the floor. Then you're gonna take your left foot, put it in front of your right, and your left hand in front of your right hand. And then switch. Right in front of left, right in front of left. And then switch. Left, left, right, right. And now undo it. So left hand behind your right, left foot behind your right. If you can, try to cross over. So instead of putting them one behind each other, now try to cross over them. So it's almost like you're tying a knot and then untying it. Do one hand, one foot, one hand, one foot. So from the front, what that looks like, I'll come around here. So we start with all four on the ground, and we're gonna put our left over our right, left over our right, and then crisscross. First our foot, then our hand. And reverse the hand, reverse the foot. Reverse the hand, reverse the foot. So try to do a few walks of these back and forth. This is really good to activate all the muscles you need to get a good stretch in the hamstrings and elevate the shoulders. And it's also a good coordination trick for your brain. Once you start to get good at it, you can start to do your hand and your feet at the same time. And you want to try to crisscross your feet over each other. The trick to going backwards and forwards smoothly is to not forget to push. So as you're walking backwards, you have to push more with your shoulders away. Great work. All right, so let's go ahead and make our way down to the floor. We're going to start in a bear stance. So start in tabletop, push through the shoulders, lift the knees, keep the bottom low. From here, we're going to lift one foot, bring it over, and come into a crab. So again, lift the foot, come over to a crab. You can keep the bottom low. Each time you roll over, you want to keep the shoulders strong. Don't let your chest sink down. Keep them nice and strong. And back to bear. Over to the first side, back to bear. Roll over to the second side, and back to bear. Now this time, push your hips up, and then back down. Back to bear, to crab, push the hips up, and back down. Back to bear, to crab, and push, and back down. Back to bear, and to crab, and push. Back down, back to bear, crab, push, crab, back to bear, back to crab, and push. Back to crab, back to bear. Back to crab, and push. Back to crab, back to bear, and now push back and back forward. Crab, push up, crab, bear, squat back. Bear, crab, push, crab, bear, and push back, heels to bum. Back to crab, push up, crab, push through the shoulders, don't lose form. And now go ahead from this position. In your pushback, you can go ahead and drop your knees, and you're going to be sitting on your heels here, and we're going to untuck one foot. So you can just bring one foot out to the side comfortably, but stay sitting on the other heel. Put your hands back behind you, readjust as necessary, and then come back into a seated position, and then push your knee forward. Come back to seated and push your knee forward. Every time you come back to seated, push your bum next to your heel a little bit more, and every time you push forward, try to touch that knee down to the ground. And then from there, we're going to push our hips up. So we gotta squeeze the glutes, extend the hips forward. Push, push, push. If you have tight quads, then this is going to feel a bit juicy. Squeeze at the top, and let's switch sides. So we're gonna sit on the other heel and dip the knee forward. Try to get that knee as far forward as you can. And now you can use your other leg kind of as a support to just help keep the balance. So the work is all happening in the second leg now. Sit on the heel, every time you squat back, readjust. Keep the knee forward and extend the hips up. Come back, extend the hips up. Each time you extend up, squeeze a little bit more, and then hold at the top, squeeze more. Hold, hold, hold. Extend those hips forward, and come back. From here, go ahead and make your way into a low squat. So keep those feet as wide as you need. You can point the toes out just a little bit, and we really just want to feel a nice low squat. This should be comfortable. Don't push it too hard. We're just trying to give those quads a little bit of rest after all of that extension, and then make your way down to a seated position, and then into butterfly. Try to bring your knees down to the floor as much as you can. And from here, extend one foot out, and then the other into a straddle, and then walk them back in. Extend out, out, in, back out, and from here you can widen your straddle if you need to, or one And nice straight legs. Point the toes, keep the legs super straight, and you want to think of twisting your torso over and trying to tuck one knee and one toe under. So it's almost like we're rotating from a middle split into a front split, but we're not going all the way. So we're just touching our toes and our knee down to the ground with our back leg from side to side. Go ahead and you can let your hip lift off of the leg that you're not touching. And touch, and back to center, and touch, and back to center, and touch again. Now, come back to that first side. Go ahead and bend the front leg and try to come into a pigeon pose. So we're taking that rotation all the way. If it's hard to come into a full pigeon pose, you can sit on your heel, whatever works for you. The farther forward you have your foot extended, the harder this is. And then we're going to lean down, touch our chest to the ground, and then extend back up straight. When you lean down, you're going to have to push into the ground with your front shin. When you come back up straight, you're going to squeeze your glutes to get that full extension on the extended leg. And then rotate back to center. Use your hands if you need to. Try not to if you can. And rotate to the other side. So we're bending the front leg, tucking the back leg under straight. And again, lean forward, nice and controlled. Lead with the chest. Lean forward, come back up, squeeze the glutes. Lean forward, come back up, squeeze the glutes. And forward, come back up. Lean forward, come back up. Go ahead and unroll the legs, come back to center. And from here, we're going to bring our legs into a crisscross. Uncross them as we lean forward and into low squats. It's a quick way to get up. Now come into a wide squat stance, and we're going to squat down, do a Cossack squat down to one side. Come back up, squat down to the other. Try to get your bottom as close to the floor as you can. Come back up and squat. Come back up, squat down, and back up. Back to the first side. Now keep your bottom towards the ground and try to shift over to the second side. Shift back over to the first side. Try to keep your bottom as low to the ground as you can. And we're shifting back and forth. Now, if you can, sit the bottom down and tuck that front knee down. If that's not possible, that's totally fine. What you can do instead is place your hands and tuck your toes under so that you're sitting on your heel. Either way, make your way into this bent leg position. Lead with your chest and stretch yourself forward, belly to thighs. Come back up into our Cossack, shift to the other side, and again, you can tuck your toes under, sit on your heel and lean forward, or you can let that knee drop down and then lean forward. Back to the first side, knee down, lean forward, back up to our Cossack, shift over to the second side, knee down, lean forward, belly to thigh, chest up, back to our Cossack, shift over, and come back up to standing. From here, go ahead and walk your feet in. We want about hip width distance apart. Squat all the way down and come to a seated position. We're going to start in butterfly. Then you're going to fold one leg on top of the other. So we're sitting in a side kind of seat. Roll over so that you're sitting on your heels. Tuck the toes. And into a squat. The wider you have your legs here, the farther apart you have your feet, the easier this is. You can also extend your arms out straight as a counterbalance. Then come back to sitting on your toes and elevate. So we're in a full toe points. We're using our arms and we're getting a good long stretch across the top of our foot. Come back to kneeling. Back to seated on the side. Open up to butterfly. So now we'll repeat on the other side. So fold one knee on top of the other. Roll over to kneeling so that you're sitting on your heels. Tuck the toes under. And up into a squat. Try to keep the butt low, knees forward. Use those front arms as counterbalance. And then reverse. Come back to kneeling. Tuck the toes under. And push the knees up. This will feel really intense if your feet are not used. Most of us, our feet are not used to pointing like this. You can use a blanket under them or double up your mat to help cushion the tops of your foot. So again, tuck the toes under, back to a squat. And knees down, untuck the toes and push up. Knees down, back to seated, back to butterfly, fold the knees over, come to kneeling, tuck the toes under, and low squat. And knees forward, untuck the toes and push up. Knees down, seated, and back to butterfly. Go ahead and grab your obstacle. You can use the chair that we were using before or a coffee table. I have a foam roller here that is standing on its end. The higher the obstacle, the harder this is. You want your obstacle to be in line with your belly button. So in between your knees and your hands, out to the side, and we're going to be a tabletop and lift up and over. 10 times. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, last one. Good job. Now to the other side. While you're doing this, for more of a challenge, try to keep your arms straight. So the tendency is that we're going to want to bend one arm so that we can get more height with our leg. Try not to let that happen, and then the twist will come from your torso and the lift will come from your leg. So 10 more on the other side. 3, 4, 5, 6, with control. If you knock it over, that's totally fine. 7, 8, 9, last one. Excellent work. Go ahead and make your way to a child's pose position. So our knees are tucked underneath of us, and you can just have your forearms down on the ground, and we're going to extend one leg back out straight behind us. Now from here, we're going to lift that back leg. If it's not possible to get lift on the back leg, you can lift your bottom a little bit higher, but try to keep your belly and your thigh together. And 10 kicks like this. Keep a nice straight leg. Hold at the top. Hold, hold, hold. A little bit longer. And from here, we're going to pulse. Ready? 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Great job. Bring the leg down and switch legs. So tuck that leg that just did all the work underneath of you and extend the other leg out straight, and 10 lifts. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Hold it. If you can't get lift, like I said, you can raise your bottom just a little bit. You can sit on a yoga block or a cushion as well. From here, pulse. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Excellent work. And go ahead and just take a moment to breathe in child pose. Those are really tough on the glutes. And now make your way to a seated position and roll the spine down. Belly button to spine, one vertebrae at a time, hands behind the head and crunch. 2, 3, 4, hold it, and pulse. 2, keep the shoulders off, 3, 4, and full crunches. 2, 3, 4, 5. Double time. Hold it from there, bring the legs up to tabletop, and one leg at a time, touch, and touch, and touch, and touch, belly button to the floors, take out the middle. Touch, 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 touch. Good job. Push the feet out, bring them back in. Push the feet out, bring them back in. Push the feet out, bring them back into tabletop and reverse. Out, in, extend out, bring them back in. Come back to tabletop, hold it for a little bit more, and crunch. 2, 3, belly button to spine, hold it, extend the legs out straight. Hold, 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 extend one leg, and then the other, join it down on the bottom, release the torso, bring the legs up, and lift the hips. Lift, 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 try not to rock the legs, lift, lift, and touch your toes, crisscross, criss-cross, criss-cross, reach a little bit higher, criss-cross, criss-cross. And now one leg down, one leg up, reach across, and switch, and switch. Extend the legs out straight, one at a time, reach that arm across, and switch, and switch, and switch, and switch. Keep reaching, hold it, elevate the shoulder and pulse. 2, 3, 4, 5, elevate more, shoulders off the ground, and slowly change to the other side, and go. 2, 3, 4, 5, and hold it. Shoulders off the ground, squeeze a little bit more, and come back to tabletop, and release the torso. Hug those knees into your chest. Maybe take one leg, pigeon your leg, hug your knee in a little bit more, get a nice stretch on the glutes, uncross, cross the other leg, rock back and forth, roll over to your belly, nice and slow, extend the legs out straight, elevate yourself on your forearms, draw the shoulder blades down away from your ears, relax your stomach, think of pulling your chest forward, pulling your belly to the ground. We are done. Thank you so much for joining this week. I hope that you enjoyed, and we'll see everyone next week. Cheers.